Why do companies offer a settlement agreement? Is this a way of admitting guilt? Is it cheaper than going to court? A lot of the time when a settlement agreement is offered is because the company can't be bothered to go to employment tribunal. Employment tribunals are expensive, they cost a lot of money, they take a lot of time. For some companies, they can't be seen to be taken to court. Often it's the most cost-effective way to get rid of a problem. It's not very often the case that they're admitting guilt by offering a settlement agreement. It's often just the most cost-effective way for an issue to be gone. There is a lot of work and cost associated with an employment tribunal. You have all the preparation, getting all of the paperwork together, you have the solicitor's costs associated with internally processing the claim, the cost of people's time dealing with the claim. Often the departments dealing with these issues are already under-resourced, so having to resource this type of claim is often a lot of work, something that they don't want to deal with. So the easiest course of action is actually just to pay slightly more than you might even get at an employment tribunal to not have to deal with the hassle. I know plenty of people that have got settlement agreements when their company has absolutely not been at fault, but the company just cannot be bothered to deal with it, and they would rather throw money at the situation for it to go away than to deal with it. And it can actually be a really effective mechanism for an employer to handle. Employment tribunals are stressful, and just putting an employee through that experience often means that that employee is talking to other people and it's creating a problem. So even if you got to employment tribunal and the company was found to have done nothing wrong, the employee is still going to be annoyed, disappointed, and not happy with the result. Actually, it can be better for the employer to just pay off the employee and have them not get to that situation, and it be not as bad for their reputation and not have that person out saying something negative about the company. And often a settlement agreement comes with a gag clause, so you can't even talk about it. It can actually be a really effective mechanism even when the employer has done absolutely nothing wrong, and even when the employee is raising a claim that's vexatious, because not every employer cares about proving whether they were in the right or the wrong. Whilst an employment tribunal is quite often an emotional decision for an employee, it's often not emotional for an employer. For the employer, it's another business decision, it's another business transaction. They are not emotionally involved with it as you would be as an employee. This is setting aside the fact that if it's a small or medium-sized business, it could be an emotional decision, as you're often dealing with founders, and founders can be very emotional. But it is very rarely about admitting guilt. It is very much about getting a situation to go away.